Over.
Okay. Hey! Good morning,
Hey!
Mary.
Good morning! Siyempre, kagigising ko lang.
I woke up
Hello, Hi,
I
everybody.
I woke up really early today just to make sure that
Wow.
I wouldn't be late.
Okay, I feel so sad for myself. No, I really had a great night, though.
Mm-hmm.
There. So, uh, everybody, welcome to our chat for today.
Episode 2.
Welcome to Twitter chat.
It's
Give me a
episode
second.
2. It's
Uh,
episode 2, Mary. It's episode 2.
It's episode 2 of our Twitter chat, and
Mm-hmm.
our topic for today is infusing fun in our online classes. I'm
Yep.
trying to just give me 1 second.
Sure,
We
go
are
ahead.
currently live in our Twitter feed
Mm-hmm.
right now. So if you're on Twitter, just go ahead and type our hashtag for today. The hashtag, you can see that down below on our screen, is hashtag GuroChat. So Guro, for those people who are listening right now or who are watching and who are not Filipinos, Guro means teacher in
Mm-hmm.
Tagalog or in Filipino.
Yeah.
So Guro Chat is all about talking about teaching and talking about best practices on teaching. And this is actually happening every Saturday on Twitter. However, some people are not on Twitter. And so they
Mm-hmm.
prefer to watch it in a different channel. And so we decided to make it available on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So if you're watching right now, welcome and welcome to our weekend habit. This is basically what we call it, our weekend habit, hashtag Guru Chat. I think we have got our introductions now. So once
Yeah.
again, this is how to do a Twitter chat. If you've not been on Twitter and you would like to join, all you need to do is to go to Twitter and type the hashtag GuroChat, and you will find our tweets there. So we are doing a format that is called Q1A1. So that means we ask a question and then you have to answer with the um, prefix A1 in your answer, or A2, whatever the question number
Mm-hmm.
is. And then you put the hashtag at the end of it just so we can find your tweets. And as far as introductions go, all right. My name is Mary Manzano. I am the the founder of Gtech Guru, and
Mm-hmm.
Gtech Guru does teaching for teachers, especially on Google technologies, and that's what we've
Mm-hmm.
been doing. Very busy this quarantine,
Yeah,
doing so
I
much.
heard. I saw one of your IG stories. You did a training for a school.
No,
Amazing.
yesterday it was really huge. It was for
Oh.
So we did a training for TESDA yesterday, the entire day, and it was exhausting because there were so many people there in
Mm-hmm.
the webinar. But it was so fun. Okay, how about you? So let me just, I'm here co-moderating with.
Me, Alfonso. So, or a teacher Forest on Twitter. Yeah. So, um, this whole week was pretty hectic because we're starting our new school year, and Monday and Tuesday were devoted to parent orientation. So I had to I had a lot of time really preparing over the week and making sure that the orientation would be clear because we're coming into school year where we're not doing any face-to-face classes.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a challenge. So we had to make sure that everything that we said in our orientation would be clear, and so our
Mhm.
parents won't be confused. Then apart from the parent orientations, we also had like our student orientation. So
Mhm.
since I teach history and a service learning class, that's what I did. I did those
Mhm.
orientations for my students. So it was a pretty hectic week. I'm looking forward to this Monday where we're back to the grind of teaching, but this time online.
Isn't it a little bit early for you guys? Because I thought that school was opening on August 24th.
Yeah, well, in our case, we're starting early because we have our school uses the IB program,
I
And as we
see.
all, yeah, as we all know, the IB program has like certain requirements and deadlines on spread out over the school year, and we need to follow those deadlines. So if we start August 24, we're going to have a hard time keeping up or making up for those classes later on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I see. So basically, so I think for some of the other schools that I know, they're also starting quite early.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're starting early, but I think it's
Mm-hmm.
also about readiness, right?
Yeah.
And if
Definitely
you're
about it.
ready, then you should be good. But if you're not
Mm-hmm.
ready for it, who is ready for it?
Nah, I don't think I'm ready.
Who
And
is
you
ready
know
for
me. And you know me. We've been preparing and doing all of these trainings, but
for
then,
the
uh,
entire for the
yeah, for
entire
the whole ever since April, and then now we're here, and it's time to put everything that you just said to good use, right?
That's true. I mean, for right now, just to get back to our topic for
Yeah,
today,
yeah, yeah.
I just hope that people are not asleep, because normally, like,
Yeah.
there are certain weeks that are really tough. Like this week, I think
Mm-hmm.
is tough for everybody. Like for me, it's been really tough for me as well this week. There have been so many trainings and like
Yeah.
crammed together, not just trainings but also
Events.
emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
I've got like emergencies from schools as well that
Mm-hmm.
say suddenly lost email. They would just call me, and then
Oh, okay.
we'd have to fix it. And that
Mm-hmm.
happens kind of sometimes in the middle of a webinar.
Yeah.
And you know that I also have my other business that is art stock, and we are
Yeah.
doing a lot live streams as well for artists. So
Mm-hmm.
that's been really, really tough this week to actually get any time going. So I hope that people are not asleep. Will we wake
Mm-hmm.
them up? I've tagged some people that I like
Mm-hmm.
to see in our chat,
Yeah.
like Lisa, Chalk, um,
Adam
Adam,
Hill.
Mr. Taos,
Yep.
also some of my global GEG crew,
Yeah, I can see here like Stephanie Howell,
Stephanie Howell, yeah,
yes,
So
Steven Sutantro. Oh,
yeah,
the
Steven.
Ricky's Lisa. I hope the time zone isn't too much of an issue.
Lisa is where right now?
I have no idea actually. I know
Sometimes,
that she's still out. She's not in country, but I just don't know which country she's currently in. She's
yeah, okay.
Georgia,
Is she? Where? Which
in
Georgia?
Georgia,
Russia, Georgia, or the
the
Georgia in
country
the US?
Georgia, not the state Georgia.
The country Georgia. Well, I thought actually that she was in Southeast Asia.
Oh,
So
really? Oh.
yeah. So there,
Mm-hmm.
I have my first. I don't know if my first question is up. I think my first question is coming up in a minute, but
Uh
I'm
huh.
gonna show it already on the screen right now. So this
Mm-hmm.
is my
There it
first.
is.
Yeah. All right. So that's my first question for today. Is
Mm-hmm.
what was the one time you couldn't control your laughter at something your student did?
Oh, well, what was the one time you couldn't control your laughter at something? I don't honestly. I've been teaching for 9 years already. There have been a lot of moments that have made me laugh. You know me. I'm a pretty jolly person, and it makes it. And anything that's really funny, it gets me to laugh at once. So, I think there are just a lot to mention.
Mhm. Can you like give me like one specific moment that you feel was
Oh yeah.
yeah, that was really something that really made you laugh out loud, like you really
Mhm.
wanted to control it but it just
Yeah.
came out.
Well, I remember I was teaching it at the grade 5 level. This is back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what happened was I had this student who was very stoic. She never smiles. She's not a touchy feely person. Basically, she was a very mature person for her age. And then, so they were doing this project, and then suddenly one of my class clowns cracked a joke, and then you could see in her face the struggle. Her lips were like trembling, just trying to control herself. But then you can see in her cheeks that it was starting to get red, and then it was the cutest thing in the world that I absolutely couldn't stop myself from laughing. And then when I laughed, that's when she started laughing also, and the rest of the class followed suit. But of course, I wasn't pertaining to that student. I was just like laughing at the whole situation.
Oh, Lisa is in the Philippines.
Oh,
Lisa is in
really?
the Philippines. She just replied just now.
Oh, okay, yay.
Hi, Lisa. Are you watching? If you're watching and if you have time to actually join us on the stream, I would love to see you. Hey, hi, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us today. Good morning, gurus. Morning, teachers.
Good
Right.
morning, good morning.
Good morning, Lisa. Lisa just said, I'm here in the Philippines, just
Yeah,
got
I just saw it
through.
right now. Oh, and all
Yay!
this time, Lisa, we thought you were abroad. Yeah, it's a good thing that
Yeah,
you're able to go home.
that's true. I mean, we are very happy that you could join us here. I hope that we can actually meet. I'm just not sure if we're in the same
Mhm.
island. For those people who are listening and watching right now, we are in the Philippines, and the Philippines has a lot of islands.
Yeah.
So more than 7,000 islands here. And sometimes when you say, "Oh, you're also Filipino, do you know this person?" I might know that person, but they might not even be in the same island.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm very happy that Lisa is here in the Philippines, and maybe it's time for us to finally meet. If
Yes.
that is, if our quarantine does not get raised higher in the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
I got wind of that it might get
Extended.
it
Yeah.
might get extended. Yeah. So there. So I'm very happy that Lisa could join us. And Lisa, if you have any time at all, um, yay! She got home. She said she got home via the repatriation flight.
Oh, cool.
And so
At
yes,
least that wasn't too much of a challenge.
that's true. That's true. I hope that everything is like safe and healthy for everybody who are watching us today, and also that you guys are keeping yourselves safe because we all know that there's been some resurgence in some areas,
Yeah.
and we really need to like I said, like today, the reason why we wanted to discuss infusing fun in the
Mm-hmm.
classroom is because now we are doing online classes, and it's a totally different treatment
Mm-hmm.
from doing it in class. So if you're the kind of person who likes to move like I do, I love to
Like
move.
we do.
And like we do, we like to move when we're in
Yeah.
class, and I think most teachers like to do that. And now it's a little bit harder now um, to move because you know you're in front of a screen. So I think I'm going to answer this question now. What was the one time that you
Yeah.
couldn't control your laughter? Lisa, we'd like to know what your answer is to this.
Mm-hmm.
What was the one time that I couldn't control my laughter? Well, for the people who know me and who have been in some of my classes, you know that at the beginning of my class, I always have this introduction where I ask you to choose an adjective that describes you that starts with the
Mm-hmm.
first of your name. So, for
Mm-hmm.
example, for Alfonso here, he is starting with an A. He could call
Mm-hmm.
himself like, what will you call yourself?
Oh
That
my.
starts with an
Admirably Alfonso. Wow.
Yes. So, for example, for me, I've called myself all sorts of M names. So I've been Magnificent Mary, Marvelous Mary, and stuff like that, just because I think I'm really magnificent. So, so there. So I one two of my in one of my teacher classes, one of my students is named Ted, and the other student is named June. And they were seated next to each other. And
Uh-huh.
Ted called himself Tender Ted, and June called himself Juicy June. so,
Tender and
so
juicy.
together they were Tender Juicy.
Hot
I
dogs.
mean, so they couldn't. I couldn't help laughing because Tender Juicy is a popular hot dog
Or
brand.
yeah,
We're not plugging, but it's a popular hot dog
yeah.
brand. Everybody does. So
Well,
I'm
a
just
childhood favorite for all Filipino kids, and I
childhood
think,
food.
yeah, and I think even for some adults also.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and answer this. I wanna know what Lisa has. So Hulen, yes,
Yeah. Hi,
yay,
Hulwen.
Hulen is here. Hello.
Yeah.
She said we do some stretches and usually it
Mm-hmm.
cracks me up. The expressions on faces.
Mm-hmm.
Online means stuck in a chair in our classes. Also, when they mix up words and ask to go for the ball rather than the toilet.
Toilet.
I
Mm-hmm.
laugh a lot. I like that she put in a
A meme, a GIF. I mean.
yeah, a meme of a dog. I love you, and she has so many ideas about doing making your your classes really fun.
Mm-hmm.
There, we
Okay, we
thought we
have some from Betcher also. Betcher is saying, I remember having a kid who was in trouble and had to come to the staff room at lunchtime for detention. We sent him to the science staff room at the other end of the school to pick up 3 meters of oviduct. Hard to keep a straight face. So I was thinking, what's an oviduct again? And then, ooh, biology. Okay, Mary, are you still there? Or I think
yes, I
Mary's,
think that
yeah,
I was lost for a while, but I'm
yeah.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was Betcher's story for getting kids to laugh. So he asked a kid to go to the science staff room and pick up 3 meters of ovida. So just imagine you're that student walking across the whole campus with
Yeah.
3 meters.
Okay.
Hi.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness, all the things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Human. Oh, by the way, Human who is joining us is from Melbourne, where it
I
is.
love that city.
Yeah, where it's. Is that where you did your ADE before?
Yeah, that was the ADE. That was the location of the ADE Academy.
Okay.
It was in the Pullman near Prince Albert Park, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny the way she said due to recent coin shortage, no one is allowed to put in their 2 cents anymore. Lisa
That's
was
witty.
saying that during a bullying. Sorry, hold on.
During a bullying role playing activity, a student said his line, "Pickle eater," caught me off guard. I didn't know eating pickles was a point of contention and discrimination. Interesting.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. It's, yeah.
give me a second. I'm just
Yeah.
like kind of. It's very difficult to multitask when you're live
I know.
streaming, doing
I
your
know.
tweets at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. And I really would recommend that you do TweetDeck because TweetDeck would allow you to schedule your tweets. So for those people who are basically moderating your Twitter chats, it's really great if you have TweetDeck running.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and TweetDeck is really an amazing tool, right? If you wake up early, that
Mm-hmm.
is
Okay,
there.
so I
So
think you just posted Q2, which is recall a time when you did something unusual or funny in your online classes to engage your students. Whoops. Sorry for
yeah,
that burp.
actually, I really just wanted to share that I don't know if you saw last night there was this Google for Education video
Mm-hmm.
that was posted like really late last night, and it was a video of teachers that were doing unusual things or things that would allow them to engage their classes. And it's really great because it really gives you kind of a view of what teachers will do, the extent
Mm-hmm.
of ridiculousness that they can come up with just
Mm-hmm.
so they can make their students be more engaged online. So I think I posted it last night. I'm just not sure. If I haven't, I'm gonna repost it just because it's just way too
Just
funny.
because it's funny.
Just because it's way too funny. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I like that these companies now, Google or even Apple, has been coming up with these very engaging videos that show us
Mm-hmm.
this is what it's like to work from home.
Yeah.
This is what it's like to teach from home. This is what it's like to
Mm-hmm.
learn.
I
And
A couple of days ago, Apple just released a sequel to one of my favorite Apple ads, which is the Underdogs. So it's
yeah,
a
I
bunch
love
of
it. I
yeah.
watched it. It was so good.
Just a couple of days ago, they released a sequel to that, and it was hilarious because there was that one scene where one of the oldies was like, "Okay, I need to scan this plan, but I don't have a scanner," and then all of his workmates are like,
Use your phone.
"You use your phone," and then he's, where? Do I just use the camera? No, you use your notes. Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Actually, yes. You know that aha moment that you get.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel that so much. Like, so what happens normally is that when you've been using technology for a while,
Yep.
um, what normally happens is you think that since you've been using it for a long time, you don't really feel the aha moment in using that tool anymore because you
Mm-hmm.
felt that the first time you used it, like the first time you used Google Docs, and then everybody just collaborated in the same document at the same time. And that happened 10 years ago for me. So my aha moment for Google Docs was 10 years ago. But sometimes I forget that some people who are using Google Docs when I'm training are using it for the first time. And
Mm-hmm.
because they're using it for the first time, they get this, oh my God, what is this? Kind of, right? They get this,
Yep.
what is this newfangled thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing though when you see that happen because it really drives home. It gives me my reason for doing things,
Yeah.
I guess. When I see that in their faces, like even
Mm-hmm.
for me, if I'm going to hold on. This is, I think, the wrong question. Give me a second.
Okay, so I'm gonna share mine. Of
Please
course,
go ahead.
when we started like doing this whole online classes, it's a bit
Mhm.
weird because sometimes I think, did I leave my microphone or my camera turned on or not? And one day, I thought I turned off my camera, and then I started picking my nose, and then all of my students are saying, "Teacher, what are you doing?" It's like, what? My camera's turned off, right? No, it's not. It's turned on, and you're picking your nose. It's so gross. And like, oh, okay. Well, that got your attention real quick. So, are we not bored now?
So yeah, it's really great when sometimes when these things happen because these are the things that people actually sometimes remember
Mm-hmm.
because these are things that people remember about your classes. Sometimes
It's not
it's
even
not
content related.
yeah, it's not even content related. That's true. It's not even content related. It's just something funny that
Mm-hmm.
they kind of love about you, right? So for me, what is something unusual or funny in my well, I wear costumes sometimes.
Oh.
I it's not unusual for me, to be honest, to wear costumes. Like I remember even that in that social powers thingy. I want to shout out to Stephanie Rothstein. If you're watching right now, I'm just gonna give you a quick shout out. When I did that global GEG takeover for social powers, uh, I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna be a superpower, like a superhero. So I had to wear like a superhero thing. But I didn't have a superhero anything. I did
Mm-hmm.
have a vampire cape. So I wore my cape and then I wore my kitty cat headband online. And you know what? That kitty cat headband has actually made a reappearance in one of my online classes as well,
I
just
should
because.
I should probably look for an artifact like that vampire cape of yours so that I can use it at any time.
I really think that wearing costumes is fun. Like wearing costumes is something that a lot of teachers I know really like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I'm just gonna cite somebody here, and this is not online, but I'm pretty sure that he's doing it online right now. And one of the innovators in SID 19 last year,
Mm-hmm.
he ran this park for Dungeons and Dragons, and how Dungeons and Dragons are actually helping, um, how Dungeons and Dragons are helping out kids be more better storytellers, like be problem solvers. And he actually wore like a Gandalf like costume during
Ooh.
that. And I feel that since he has that costume, I'm pretty sure that he's wearing it online. Like he even has a staff, right? So that's something
Mm-hmm.
engaging. Yeah, I saw my Google for Education video
Mm-hmm.
that I posted last night. When you've like been posting so much, like the tweets get buried so
Yeah,
quickly.
I know. I wasn't able to see that video of yours.
Yeah, so it's on theme. So this is on theme for our topic for today. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
felt like it really had to be. Let me just mute my tab because you're gonna hear my tab. Okay, so what's
Let's go
happening
back to
in
some of
China?
the. Let's
For
look at some of the
some,
tweets so far. We
yeah.
have somebody from Nova Scotia, Canada, and her name is Anne LeBlanc. She's a grade
Ooh,
four or five teacher. And so she said that in one of her sex ed classes, this one boy was very keen to name the female body part where the eggs are. Unfortunately, he said testicles instead. I tried not to laugh but couldn't help myself. You know, if you teach sex ed, you're like just really bound to. We wonder it's either you or one of the students. You're bound to confuse some of the body parts, and no matter how touchy of a subject it is, just bungling up some of those words or those parts just makes it really funny, and it removes that sort of sensitivity as well.
that is true. That is true. I'm really happy that a lot of people who I know some people who are teaching sex ed,
Mm-hmm.
and I think if I was actually a biology teacher or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
this is a topic that I could teach very well because I'm like really deadpan sometimes. My face is
Mm-hmm.
like super deadpan when I'm giving some of the jokes, and I really
I,
look at things objectively.
yeah.
So yeah, it's something that I feel that everybody should. When you choose a teacher that would teach sex education, you have to choose the right teacher for it. I
Yeah.
think.
Mm-hmm. I can. I find myself really awkward talking about it. Well, because first off, I'm not even a science teacher. I'm a history teacher, so
Yes.
like in my head, what were the different events that happened that have something to do with the reproductive system? What were some of the parts in societies that were, so in my brain just goes all over the place, and I just can't talk about sex ed in that way. So I leave it to the science teachers or to those who can, like you, who can deliver it in a deadpan manner.
Yeah, we have to be a little bit more objective about it, and then
Mm-hmm.
joke around certain things. So,
Mm-hmm.
Lisa was saying here that unusual wore a student's uniform during dress up day. See, I told you, costume works. Uh, look like a high schooler. I would think so. You know, when you're Filipino, you're always
Mm-hmm.
typically Filipinos. They always look young. Well,
Yeah.
we won the gene lottery, everyone. So for the 2,000 people watching right now, we won the we won the gene lottery, and
Mm-hmm.
we definitely got lucky when it comes to looking younger and younger whenever we're growing up. And
Definitely.
like that. So if I wear my one time, I remember attending a high school reunion where we had to wear our high school uniform.
Uh huh.
Uh, it was a challenge for some because when you've
Yep.
grown some. The thing was, my weight remained the same for like 12 or 13 years from the time I was
Wow.
18 to the time I was like 32. So I attended my high school reunion, and yeah, it's pretty great, when you of course I gained weight after that, but during
Yeah.
that time I was still kind of nice and slender.
I
That
wish
doesn't
I
work
could say the same for my body. If you've seen my
that
high school picture, oh man, compared to my picture
today.
now, it's really different. You would
Well,
think I was thin as a pencil, and now I'm fatter than I don't know. let's not, let's not get into the metaphors. So if there was that alumni challenge, oh, nope, passing in that challenge to the next person. Can't do that.
I do have something though. Like I remember one of the people who inspired me so much in wearing
Mm-hmm.
costumes is Wendy Gorton and Jenny Magira. So hello,
Mm-hmm.
Jenny and Wendy. You might not be watching right now, but if you have a listen or have a watch for this video in the future, then I just want to say hello to you and for inspiring me to wear these costumes like unashamedly because they they did this session before called Creation Station, and that's something
Mm-hmm.
that I sort of replicated now in some of my trainings when I want to inspire my teachers to create more. The
Mm-hmm.
reason for that is so many schools are asking for tools that already have the material inside, and the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
mostly Google tools,
Yeah.
and Google tools are not like that. So, oh my God, Stephanie said, "Mary McDonough, you're forever young." I love you, Stephanie. We did pass the pencil challenge online and screen recorded it. Yeah, so I do love that. Yeah, so the creation station, I like that Google is kind of a blank slate and it allows you to create whatever you can think of. And
Mm-hmm.
so that session that they did before was a totally different session, but I just took the name of that session and they were wearing these neon green,
Mm-hmm.
those things that you wear when you want to be an early warning device
Mm-hmm.
on the street because people have to see you from far away, or when you're at the airport and the plane, the
Mm-hmm.
pilot has to see you. So they were wearing that, including the glasses or the
Yeah.
protective glasses. So I told myself I was gonna buy that too. I really I was gonna buy that. So creation station, you have to wear protective gear when
Mm-hmm.
you're doing some grading because things might explode, but you've got to be protected. And that's really, really so good. Yes, Stephanie was saying, yay, for them reading Jenny's book now. Yes, she wrote this book called Courageous Adventures. So if you have
Oh.
not tried to read that, have
Mm-hmm.
a read. It's a really great book. I have it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Alfonso, you are an Apple Distinguished Educator, and Jenny is the same.
Oh,
And
hi.
and I think when she got her grant for her iPads, she
Yeah.
cried when she got the grant because
That's a dream.
no, because she said the reason why she cried was
Mm-hmm.
because now she has to do everything that she put in the grant, and she just
Okay, I take it back. That's not a dream. That's quite a challenge.
yeah, so that's why I really really loved her book Courageous Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing book. So for people
Yeah.
who are listening and watching right now, for our 3,000 watchers, by the way, I want to say hi to Chalk for giving me that pointer, that your live streams have to be
Fun.
they have forever.
Yeah.
They will last forever, so just
Hi, Chalk. Hope you can
Hi,
join
Chuck.
us.
Yeah. I attended this live stream this week as well.
Oh, really? How did
So
it go?
it went well. He was trying to grow his channel and helping others do the same.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some teachers there, a few teachers that joined in, and it
Mm-hmm.
was really fun. And you know, Chuck, he's kind of a really fun
Yeah,
guy.
he really knows how to work the room, and he knows how to get teachers really hooked into anything that he's doing right now. So he's a great host also.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
right. So here we can see that what resource, I think that's our Q3, what
Mm-hmm.
resource helps you get the most fun out of
Mm-hmm.
some of your online activities. So once again, just put in your hashtag Guru Chat when you're tweeting this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's see. What is your answer to this?
Well, for me, it's always been Parry Deck. When I first started out, it had like some of the. I usually started off with the template libraries, and then I started getting a little bit experimental with it. So now it's been a lot of fun. I use it for sending out modules to my students, and they've honestly told me that they prefer Parry Deck over usual Google HyperDoc or um, any other resource basically. So Pear Deck's amazing. And besides that, I get to see their responses on real time, which is just absolutely amazing if you want to give feedback. So shout out to Pear Deck. You guys are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I used Pear Deck in one of my classes.
Hmm.
In some of my classes, yes, I use it, but
Hmm.
I did run a Pear Deck training as well for
Yeah.
some grade school teachers.
Hmm.
It was great because these were like younger grade students. It's actually for littles, for
Yeah.
K to 3, and that
Hmm.
means that we have had to we've had to kind of think creatively as far as engaging your little kids online, and that really
Hmm.
means being a lot more kinetic when it comes to certain activities. And Pear Deck really does that for you. It
Yep.
makes it makes your students engage in your Google Slides, makes them draw, and all of those
Hmm.
activities really helps to make the lesson stick. And that's
Yep.
really our point here. We want to make our lesson stick.
Hmm.
Okay, I
Stephanie shared something here. She says that her students have fun with Kahoot. We did it for a family
oh
trivia night to help students learn about the school.
oh that's true.
Congratulations.
I love Kahoot. Yeah, it's a great game. So
Shout out
for
to my
our
math teachers. They when they found out about Kahoot a few years ago, I didn't introduce it. I think somebody did, and for maybe 3 4 months, that's what they were using in their math classes. Kahoot. It
yeah.
was like either a starter activity or an ending activity. So come October 5, the World Teachers Day celebration, all of the students created these different sashes, and that math teacher was given the sash of Kahoot Quiz Master.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Quiz master. I like that.
Hmm.
Mm. You know, the thing about joining Twitter and the thing about joining these kinds of discussions is that you're really able to grow your professional learning network or your
Yep.
PLN. But more than that, you get to steal ideas like this. So,
Yes.
for example, you wanna call somebody names like nice hero names or
Hmm.
quick master names. Kids love that so much. Kids
Hmm.
like it. You don't have to give them like an award.
Hmm.
Sometimes just giving them this nice little label like puffs them up and gives them that, I am the superhero for the day. I love superheroes.
Yep.
Sorry.
They are.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so Stephanie was saying I personally like playing music at the start of the lesson. Yes, yes, for music. Kids
Yes.
get to be the playlist DJ for the day and pick
Hmm.
our opening song. Oh
Yep.
my
I
goodness.
tried it one time. I asked my students to be the DJ for our writers class, so that if when they play songs, they'll be like motivated to write a lot. In the end, it backfired because they were all just singing along while instead of writing.
Oh, so it's really kind of a. I think sometimes when you think about things that you try, and again,
Yeah.
some things that you would try will not work, and
Mm-hmm.
something that you try will work. And so what
Mm-hmm.
we just want to let teachers know is that whatever it is, you must be brave enough to try it. And I think as
Exactly.
teachers, um, most of the teachers are brave enough to try it. It's just that
Mm-hmm.
moving to online classes makes things a little bit different. And
Yeah.
so many teachers, especially here in the Philippines, are, shall we say, shy,
Mm-hmm.
to put themselves on video.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they're not shy at all when they're in front of a class, but put a camera in front of them, and things
You'll
change.
they'll start shrinking away. They'll say no,
They
no
no,
thanks, no thanks. Yep.
that's true. And more than that, they become like a different person, like a totally different person than how they are when they're in person, like in real life.
Yes.
But
Yep.
a lot of people don't kind of think about it that way. And since I've been using video for quite a bit of time, and doing my meetings on video, there's really
Mm-hmm.
not much difference between me on video and me in real life. This is
Mm-hmm.
me. That's it. If I'm maingay. Maingay means noisy. I always was in the noisy board when I was when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to your classmates. Noisy Mary is always there at the top. So, you, you can't shut me up.
That is
There.
true.
So I am looking at my Q3 answers right now, and one of the answers is that a combination of resources. That's what Lisa was saying. Uh, Lisa said it's a combination of resources, but my number one is Seesaw, as I
Mm-hmm.
could embed videos, links, drawings, and/or shapes, making activities a lot more interactive for our primary students. I'm just gonna post
I've
her
actually
really
never
good.
used Seesaw. I've always wanted because I've heard of its amazing portfolio capabilities, but I never got around to actually trying it out. I've been more of a Google Classroom kind of person, but either
Mhm.
way, I think this is also another time for me to try that app out itself.
Yeah, so that's what Lisa was saying. So for those people on Twitter, please follow Lisa. She's an
Mhm.
amazing teacher, and
Yep.
she's always been a staunch supporter of our Twitter chats, like
Hmm.
almost from the beginning. And
Yeah.
we really love her so much. So Lisa, thank you. So this is her answer: a combination of resources, and then try out Seesaw, and that's her Twitter handle at the Requisos. So please go ahead and follow Lisa. I'm looking at the time, and I think we are down to Q4 right now.
Yep.
What tip do you have for teachers who feel like they are
Or their
um,
classes are
your
boring. Yep.
classes are boring?
So I
What tip do
actually
you have?
answered that. Well, after hearing everything, all of the responses from our own Facebook and YouTube chat, as well as hearing the examples of the other amazing educators, I guess it's really be yourself and prep some icebreakers or brain breaks for your students, where you can like make use of different costumes and props to make it all the more interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
true.
my takeaway from everything that's being shared right now.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, again, for me, my tip is very, very simple. Just be brave. Don't
Yeah.
don't be afraid to try things.
Mm-hmm.
I would quote Sir Ken Robinson on this, and
Mm-hmm.
when he
Amazing
did that,
educator.
yeah, when he did that keynote on. Do you remember that when he did that keynote on
He has a lot. He has
Yeah,
a lot of
on
TED
creativity,
talks.
on schools, no, on killing creativity. I
Oh yeah,
really,
yeah, yeah. I
I
watched
really
that.
did enjoy that. And he said
Mm-hmm.
that kids will try it. Kids will try
Mm-hmm.
anything. They will take a
Yep.
shot at it. And I think as teachers, we really need to be doing that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like take a shot at things. Don't be
Yes.
afraid to try it. So
Mm-hmm.
I saw that you answered this. Be yourself. Prep icebreakers or brain breaks for your students. That's really
Mhm.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, brain breaks, icebreakers are amazing.
yeah.
Um,
Especially on Parry Deck where they have those get up and move slides, take a stretch
yeah,
break. Yeah. And then we have Stephanie again, who's sharing. She'll be adding lots of fun Bitmojis and using Snapchat to make them dance. What a great
I
way to
know.
leverage social media on during this time, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Bitmojis are amazing.
Hmm.
I just recently followed a Filipino math teacher
Oh,
in
what's his name?
Southbridge.
Oh, okay. Hmm. All right. I think Mary froze up again, so we'll just keep on continuing this chat. Okay. So yeah, there are a lot of really amazing um, creativity tips out there, and I think that you can really leverage all of those tools. Like I've seen a lot of teachers shout out to Jason Woolcock. He's an Apple Distinguished Educator, and he's been creating a lot of great videos just to let students know how to use iMovie and um, all of the movie apps on their own. So it's really great for us to leverage those kinds of videos as
I'm
well.
yeah, sorry, I'm back. It's just that it
Internet
does look
connection.
like
Okay, and we're losing Mary again. So yeah, what? Who else? I've seen a lot of amazing videos from the ADEs who are just doing like green screen challenges and stop motion videos. If in fact there was one ADE, Jason Milner, who made this whole interactive book on how to
Hi,
make your
sorry, Rafi.
classes.
My internet is like moving from one router to the next. Let me just turn off my other router just
Sure,
so
go ahead.
it's not going to interfere.
Yeah, it's okay. So yeah, going back to Jason Milner, he created this ebook on stop motion animation. I think that's one way that you can try it out in your own classes. Especially, videos are really going to be your best friend this year since you really want your students to document their learning. And I think that's one way that you can get them to enjoy your classes all the more. I personally like stop motion videos because there's really a lot of effort that goes into making those stop motion videos. And I remember watching one project of my student where she just made this whole the process of digestion, and then she had like different cutouts and cutesy pictures, all of that. So it was cute and in educational watching those videos of my students. Hmm.
Yeah, I do like stop motion videos as well. It's just that it just takes so sometimes I know that it's not that hard to do, but it
Hmm.
takes a little bit of time though.
Yeah,
It
it
takes
takes up a
the
lot of
time.
time.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of time. So
Hmm.
Lisa was saying there will be times that classes will be boring, which we cannot
Hmm.
avoid. And I think we can break it up into more manageable chunks and maybe have a quick catch up or brain break. That's like
Hmm.
what you said as well. Playing mindfulness videos for about a minute long also helps. Yes, that's right.
Hmm.
So I really think that breaking it up into more manageable chunks is really great. Like yesterday,
Yeah.
it was a big challenge for me because what they wanted to do was like a full on like 8 hours of
Oh
being
my, that's long. That's
exactly
long.
and I really discourage them from doing that. Like I would like for us to have just these nice little breaks, in the middle, and
Hmm.
I would really prefer that it be done in such a way that we have these activities that we can do offline as well before we get back into class. But they really
Hmm.
wanted to do like a full on um, 8 hour thing. But what I did was I did my breaks in the middle
Hmm.
and told everybody just step away from your computer. And then I would just turn off my video as well during that time. Um, and then when I come back, I would sometimes come back like wearing something different. And then they would go, wow,
Hmm.
you did a costume change. Well, I went backstage, that's what you do.
Yeah.
when you're online now, you feel like a performer. I really like
Mm-hmm.
this answer by Stephanie. She said, "I think if you form connections, that is key. Then they'll be interested in everything." That
Yep.
is so true.
Motivation,
Yeah,
engagement.
I would quote Chris Betcher on this.
Okay.
He once said that I think he would do this as part of his keynote for a very very long time, and he
Mm-hmm.
said that make them care for something, like create something that would feel important for them, and if you have that, then you're pretty good. If they care for something, give them the tools to try it out, and then just step away and leave them be. It's a it's an amazing thing to really just watch students, and for in my case teachers. It's amazing to watch the teachers create something out of
Mm-hmm.
the tools that you give them, and
Mm-hmm.
based on a why. So when they already
Yep.
know their why, right? Why are we doing this and why is it important for us? It's amazing the things that they can create out of it, like things that you never thought is possible um, for that particular tool to be used in class.
Mm-hmm.
I have my Q5 right now.
Yep.
All right, we are on question 5. What kept you sane and inspired to smile and have fun with your students?
Well, I guess it's basically what we're doing every day, that you're doing this for the students. I know it sounds very motherhood, the queen, Miss Universe style kind of answer, but really at the end of it all, you're just doing this for the students because we know what's happening around the world, and if we don't do this for them, then we're going to put them at a disadvantage later on in life, right? I guess that's
That's
really,
true.
I guess it's really the whole point of this.
That's
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Like
Hmm.
putting the students first should
Yeah.
always be top of mind.
Hmm. It
And if
really
you're
goes
not,
beyond you. Yeah.
yeah, it's not about you.
Hmm.
So it's like if you feel uncomfortable with this, it's not about you.
Yep.
And
Definitely. It's, yeah, you have to be the one to really make yourself available to them because they need
Mhm.
you right now. Okay.
Yeah, because
And
the
then
like
Lisa, yeah, Lisa's also harping the same, well, not harping, but sharing the same thing, that what we're doing is for our students. That is our first purpose. Heart emoji.
Yeah, that's true. And even Woven was saying the same. Like you can see
Mm-hmm.
here, he said, "I have more student leadership. You'll give them more to do, and you a chance to actively listen and maybe pick up ideas from them too, right? Because children are so brave.
Yeah.
When you watch them do things, there are things that they will do that you will probably not try, and that's
Mm-hmm.
an amazing thing to watch. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie was even saying that I see them hand writing the cards with confetti inside. Then some wrote me back. It was so inspiring. This is her Q5. What kept
Cute.
me going, right and inspired during this
Mm-hmm.
period? And for me, I think what kept me sane and inspired was just knowing that there's so many, because my students are teachers. Just
Yeah.
knowing that so many teachers are out there
Mm-hmm.
not knowing what to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then you know that you do have the capacity to help them.
Yeah.
Like knowing that I have the capacity to help them
Mm-hmm.
really spurs me on every day. There are days, of course, during quarantine that you feel like your
Sluggish.
mental health is degrading, right? But
Yeah.
when I think about, okay, these teachers are waking up really early every day, trying to prepare their lessons,
Mm-hmm.
trying to see what they can do, and not knowing that maybe there is a tool out there that could help them save like time and effort, and help their classes be more engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually makes me think of more creative ways to help them, like this one. We are doing our live stream every week, called the Weekend Habit. So for those of you, for our 3,000 viewers right now, For those of
Hey,
you who are
3,000 viewers.
Hello. For those of you who are watching right now and who will be watching this later on, we would just like to let you know that this is for you.
Yeah.
It's not about us. This is for you, and we would really like to know more about what you want us to discuss in the future, so that we can put that into our pipeline for our next weekends and our next Twitter chats. I've seen a lot of
Mm-hmm.
different topics on Twitter chats, and I'm really excited for next week. We are 55 minutes in to this live
Yep.
stream, and we have around 4 to 5 minutes to go before we
Mm-hmm.
end our broadcast for today. And I'd like to just personally thank everybody who joined us in YouTube and who joined us on our live stream in Facebook. Oh, we've got Fabrian. Hey Fab. Fab said, when I remember the cute, funny things they do or say. Fab teaches art for kids. That's what she used to teach
Oh.
painting and fashion design for children.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cool.
Stephanie, one more thing here. She said, we also tried to think about what we could do for others. Students come
Mm-hmm.
up with ways to brighten one
What
another's days.
this? Yep.
Yes, it's amazing. So, for next week, just to let you know, since we are about to end this broadcast, next
Mm-hmm.
week's topic, we are inviting our educators to join us for next week's live stream,
Yeah.
as well as our Twitter chat. I want
Mm-hmm.
to
Come
change it
join
up a bit.
us.
I want
Come
to change
join
it up
us.
a little bit. Yes, please join us. Like Stephanie, if you have time next week,
Mhm.
I would like to have you join us for our ship it or rip it. I know that you've heard me
Shout
say
out
this
to
before.
Lisa to join us, or even
Lisa,
Riza,
join us. These are
Adam.
because next week we're going to be discussing apps or extensions that work or don't
Ooh,
work
okay.
together. That work
Mm-hmm.
or don't work together.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ship the extensions. For those who don't know what shipping means putting things together like a love team,
Uh-huh.
right? So we're going to be putting like extensions together and seeing if I put this with this, is it going to work?
Mm-hmm.
Does this thing really work? So we will have teams here. I actually have the we have the ability to add a lot of people in this live stream. Not too much, but I really would like to at least invite maybe three more people into the
Yeah.
live stream.
I have a perfect person in mind. His name is Jacob Woolcock. He's an ADE
Oh,
and he does episodes on app smashing, so that might be a wonderful way to get him. Hope he can join us though. I'll give him a shout out.
exactly. This is basically an app smashing episode. So we will be app smashing, but smashing in both ways. One is we will smash these apps together or not, because we will have teams here, and one team will be shipping the app together. Why does
Mm-hmm.
these two apps work? And the other team will be ripping it. Like these apps just don't work because.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there will be a judge, and you, as
Ooh.
our audience, can also judge and can also let us know if this is something that really works for you. Maybe you've got ideas. So
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie is saying, "Oh, I'm excited to see this in action." Yes. So thank you again so much for joining
Thank
us
you.
for today. We hope
Mm-hmm.
to see you all again next week for our next topic. And for those who missed the Twitter chat, and for those who missed the live broadcast, well, this is going to be on YouTube anyway in our channel. And also for Alfonso, I'm going to send you the video for this so that you can also post this and repost this in your YouTube channel. Please follow him,
Yes.
everyone.
Please do follow me,
And
everyone.
also on our gtech.guru Facebook page. But the nice thing about this is by tomorrow, this is going to be on our The Weekend Habit podcast, which
Yep.
is for those people who like to listen instead. The Weekend Habit is actually just putting this live stream onto audio available on
Mhm.
Spotify, on Apple and Pocket, and
Yep.
other your favorite podcast app. All right.
Yep.
So thank you again. And
Thank you, everyone, for joining
thank
us.
you,
I
everybody.
hope
Have,
next week I'll be able to share some amazing news with all of you. Because on Monday,
ooh,
remember, they're releasing the
July
results of the
20th.
Google innovator application. So
Good
fingers
luck,
crossed,
everyone. Good
regardless of
luck
what
to our.
happens.
Good luck. Good luck,
Yeah, good luck to
Lassie.
everyone.
Alrighty. So thank you, everyone, and have an amazing weekend. Bye.
Bye.